The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
This is Clifton McDerby with Food and Vine Time Productions and Brewmasters Craft Beer Festival at 11 Below, and we're here with InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
That was spot on. Maybe one of the best.
Look.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It works. Hey, everybody. Welcome to InterBrews. Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's up, Josh?
Nothing. How you guys doing? How's the house? Well, we're canning hipster sauce.
That's right.
Fresh can in my hand.
Yep.
Jeff and Brandon here with us from 11 Below. Of course, you heard Clifton on that amazing introduction. We're here to celebrate a beer celebration. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. A big one.
Yeah. All right. I want to talk about that first because when I see a production of this size, I think, man, that looks like a whole lot went into that. I mean, you have glossy. These are glossy.
Oh, yeah, they're nice.
They're very nice. Look at all those people on the front having fun. And it's a whole weekend of just Texas beer and awesomeness.
Well, it's Texas beer. It's beer from all over the country, actually, but we focus on the Texas beer because there's such a resurgence and growth in the industry that everybody's turning on to Texas beer now. It's the beer of choice.
That's right.
How long has the Brewmasters Festival been going on?
This is year number 9.
Is it really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Down at Moody Gardens, just right there at Gallup. Make the whole weekend of it.
Absolutely. We start on Friday night and have stuff on Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right. So we'll talk about the events real quick. Friday night. Did I see? I think I saw the word tequila thrown out there somewhere.
You did, and I have to tell the story of why it's tequila. For the first 7 years, we did a beer event, a beer and food pairing event on Friday night. But the feedback we got from it was, it's a great event, but nobody was showing up. And we finally figured it out. It's hard to get to the island on Friday night on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
So we said, we've got to either not do anything on Friday night or change what we're doing. So we said, we can't, we're a beer festival, but we can't do beer justice on Friday night. So what's the next best thing to do? And we went, tequila.
Yeah.
So for the people who do get down there, we have a nacho ordinary tequila tasting.
Yeah.
Where we have a really nice gourmet nacho bar. And we'll haven't got all the numbers in yet, but we'll have 30 or 40 different tequilas.
Nice.
To sample.
Wow.
It's a $30 ticket. It's inexpensive, and it's a fun event.
Okay.
So we do that so you can come down and get warmed up.
Yeah. Warmed up with those with that tequila.
That's right. Well, you got to get ready for Saturday,
So, how does it work? Do you go down, they just start pouring tequila and eating nachos, or how does?
Well, yeah, but we do
That sounds great.
Everything we do is a sampling event, so it's not a full. It is a 1 ounce or actually less tasting of the tequila that you try. But we have plenty of them to try.
Yeah.
So, and nacho bar's just open nacho bar.
That sounds like heaven. Actually, I love tequila. I don't drink as much of it as I'd like.
Well, the good thing about this particular event, it's mostly high-end tequilas.
Yeah.
And they don't hurt as bad the next day as the cheap stuff does.
I think everybody's got that tequila story, whether it was one too many margaritas or.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah,
Just not sure we can share that on air.
No, and usually it's more than one story.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But, yeah, tequila, I think, I'd like to get into spirits more like high-end, top shelf, high-end craft spirits. That's coming up, too. And it's kind of like we're going to get into some cheese here in a little bit, and I don't know enough about cheese either. I need more brains.
Refinement.
So, yeah.
Yeah, culture.
Yes.
Yes.
Pinky out. That's what I need more of that.
That's right.
I don't have enough. I've got the one book here. Shout out to Janet Fletcher. She's on Twitter. You should follow her on Twitter. She's throwing out some cheese knowledge all the time. Fantastic book. But we'll talk about that later. But anyway, yeah, no, I think these kind of events are. If you're a beer lover, it's good to branch out a bit. And tequila I love tequila.
It's fun.
Yeah. So good. All right. So Friday night, tequila, nachos. Check. You sold me already.
Check. We're done.
Then what?
Now we get to the real deal.
Okay.
And that would be the Brouhaha Grand Tasting on Saturday. VIP starts at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
You get in an hour early. The main event starts. General admission starts at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Runs to 6:30. Again, it's a tasting. It's not a quote beer festival where
Sure.
everybody comes down, gets drunk, and sweats to death. We're inside at Moody Gardens for that reason.
That's that right there. Don't let that. Don't everybody let that sink in. Inside.
Air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Yes.
Just let that wash over you.
So, so when you come in, well, in fact, I'm going to back up to something we changed this year because probably 3/4 of the people who attend are past attendees. So we do have a change. We used to start at 11 o'clock in the morning with what we call the Texas Tasting Brewery Tour. I just screwed that name all up, but you know what I mean. And it was an individual event that we only sold 100 tickets for, and we'd have 8 to 10 Texas breweries there with a selection that hadn't been tasted in the market before, and the owner, proprietor, or brewmaster from that brewery. You could come in, walk around, and chat with them. Well, last year we had that thing called Harvey that hit on Labor Day, so we had to move the event to Thanksgiving. And when we did that, we had to shrink our festival down because not everybody had planned. Thanksgiving, you plan that way in advance.
Yeah.
Right.
So what we did is we took the Texas Tasting Tour and moved it onto the main floor and started it at 2 o'clock and at 3 o'clock with the regular entry and the VIP entry, and everybody loved it. And so we nixed charging an extra admission for that, and we made it part of the festival. So because we got such good feedback from the public and the industry, we decided to keep that way this year. So when you're a VIP and you come in an hour early, you can go to the Texas tasting area, and there'll be 10 Texas brewers there that you can go visit. The owners of the Brewmasters will be there, and they'll have a special release product for you to sample.
Nice.
Okay. Then when the general admission opens at 3, that will remain open for the general public as well. It'll be a little bit more crowded, but it'll stay open, and that helps the industry because you get more exposure for your product.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a change this year that will probably stay permanent, I think.
Yeah. Harvey was an asshole, but there's some good stuff that came out of.
There was.
Yeah. Speaking of, it's almost a year, right? We're coming up on a year.
Yeah,
That's
Labor
right.
Day weekend.
Yep.
That's wild that it's been
Right
that
before.
long. And y'all are having aren't y'all doing a party?
We are.
Yeah.
We're Mellow Mushroom right down the road from us. First location in Houston, right off of, was it Student Airline in Cypress Woods?
Student in Cypress.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a one-year FU Harvey kind of party.
Yeah, that whole shopping center they're in just got destroyed. I mean, anything along Cypress Wood just got
Yeah.
destroyed last year. So
Yeah. Can't keep a good city down, though.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
that's right.
Not Houston. So speaking of beers, like debuting beers and that sort of thing at the festival, you got a new Pilsner from 11 Below, which I'm super giddy to try. Tell me about.
Yeah. So we actually we're actually going to be kegging it next week in preparation for Labor Day weekend. So is that Labor Day weekend next week?
Yep.
Wow, it's crazy. It's a dry hopped Pilsner. So a little unique. It's going to be a little bit more on the malty side for more like a German style of pils.
Yeah.
But we decided, what the hell? Let's just dry hop this thing. So we dry hopped it with mandarina hops. So we sampled it yesterday. Actually, it's got some really nice aromas, nice floral character. Still fairly smooth. Bitterness on the moderate side of things, but it's tasty.
I love
and
it.
it's a great beer for this weather.
Yes. I mean, you see October. We'll get into that in a second, but you got Oktoberfest coming out.
Yeah.
But really, the Houston summer lasts another 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, 7 8 years.
Yeah. That's right.
So it's Pilsner season all year round.
Yes, sir.
It
And
absolutely is.
It's one of my favorite styles.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's so much variety from Pilsner to Pilsner. I mean, you've got Czech and German, but then you've got everybody's own take on whichever one they decide.
Right.
Or American, I guess, too. That's a thing, if you want to do that.
Yeah.
There's craft variants, sort of, kind of out there on those.
But yeah, the hops really do help differentiate a lot of the Pilsners that are out on the market.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. And it really, you can showcase, like, okay, if you want to get into hops, but you're not a huge IPA fan, Pilsner's probably the way to go, because it's light and it showcases, a lot of, like, you're dry hopping, so a lot of aroma, but it's a hop forward beer, but it's still a delicate, easy drinking. Easy drinking. Sure.
Oh yeah, it's still easy drinking. Absolutely.
Yeah. So here's the Pilsners.
Cheers.
Yeah.
What's your go-to Pilsner, Mr. Stewart?
Well, I love Hans.
Yes. I love it.
Who doesn't love Hans?
Great beer.
I've been kind of, I'm not sure if I like German or Czech more.
Sure.
I'd have to line up a whole bunch side by side.
Yeah.
I always love the one I've got in my hand.
Fair. Heyo.
Live Oak's got a really good one.
They do the pills. Yeah.
Of course, Summer Pills from St. Arnold.
Who's the one that made the river beer? Who was that?
Oh, that's Hops and Grain.
Hops and Grain.
That's a great.
I really enjoyed that.
It's a great beer. See, that's the thing. It's like when you try them side by side, you notice subtle differences.
Absolutely.
And I could probably dial it in. What I enjoy more at the moment.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's kind of like pho.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little nuances of pho. There's 5 restaurants within a square mile of each other, and
yeah,
they're all little nuances.
Yeah, and it's if you go into one, you're going to enjoy it.
And I have no idea how the segue from Pilsner to pho went. But
have you considered
Jeff to figure that out?
That's right.
Like a pho beer.
We talked about doing some basil and some anise. And
where did pho? I mean, I know pho is Vietnamese, right? I know it came from, but I'm saying like it just kind of blew up.
Yeah.
It's like hazy IPAs. Because all of a sudden it's everywhere.
That's fair.
Yeah, they're rivaling the number of Mexican restaurants here in town.
Yes,
they're
are.
just
Really?
popping up
Yeah,
everywhere. Well,
it's
not
crazy.
really, but it appears that way. They're opening up on every corner.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm okay
I don't know where it came from. I went to Austin a few years ago, and my friend Jason was like, "Let's go get some pho." I'm like,
The hell is that?
"Yeah, what the pho is that?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Let's go." And I was like, "All right, this works."
Oh yeah.
So I don't know where it came from, but I'm glad it's here.
So
and
Clifton, it was a segue. I'm sorry, a little tangent, Clifton. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that's
no, it's fine. Do you have a go-to Pilsner?
No, you know what? I'll make a true confession that nobody knows right now.
Until now.
I can't drink beer because I'm deathly allergic to brewer's yeast.
Really?
Found out the hard way.
What about?
So it kills me because I used to drink it 30 years ago and I had issues. So I had all kind of tests done and all this stuff, and I can't. So the next best thing is to do a festival with it.
Yes,
Run around and smell it.
Smell it all day.
That's one of those things. I think about that. It's like, what if I, because
it sucks.
Yeah, that my heart aches for you because beer is amazing. What about like spirits and stuff like that? Can you?
I can basically my go-to is Irish or Scotch.
There you go.
Whiskey.
Okay.
Because I can tolerate that.
That's an okay second place.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. No,
but I mean, that's just so different than beer. I mean, you can't replace it.
Right? Yeah.
It's a big hole. It's like not eating pizza.
Oh, I know, right?
Ooh,
but still,
that was bad.
Yeah. But life's not
over.
No, it's not. You've taken a tough thing and you've
I can still be around it. I can smell it. Right. I can listen.
Yeah, that's
live vicariously through you guys.
I've thought about that. Like if I were to go and like somebody to say, a genie pops out and said, you can't have, I don't know why a genie would do this, what a jerk of a genie. You're supposed to get 3 wishes. You're not supposed to take away my ability to have beer. And I think about that. It's like if I couldn't drink beer anymore, I'd still love it. I mean, I can only drink so much anyway, right? In function.
But then with your first wish, you'd say, I want to wish I could drink beer again. And
if it's that kind of genie.
Kind of a moot point.
I mean, he seems. I don't exactly right, but I thought I'd probably still do this podcast in some way, shape, or form. I'd still study it and that sort of it would that part of it fascinates me enough. I think and that's a segue for me. I don't know what that was. That's my tangent. 9 years ago, we'll segue back into Brewmasters because I'm curious. What gripped you 9 years ago to want to start a beer celebration?
Great question.
Yeah.
It happened by accident, really, because we produce a lot of festivals around town, and most of them are food and wine based. Mm-hmm. And my wife, who's the front side of our business, I'm the grunt, the production guy. Uh-huh. She's the front side of the business. Was calling on Moody Gardens for something else. She worked for a radio station at the time. And through the conversation, they said at Moody Gardens, hey, we want to do a wine event. And so my wife, just off the top of her head, goes, what? Why do you want to do that? Everybody's starting to do wine events. Do a beer event. Little did she know there weren't any that lasted more than a year.
That was my next question.
Yeah. And so she comes home and goes, we're going to do a beer event at Moody Gardens. About an hour later, when I got my breath, I'm going, okay, we're going to give it a shot. So the general manager of Moody Gardens and myself went down and met with the TABC and said, this is what we want to do. How can we do it? And we got the guidelines of the week and did it.
Yeah.
And two things I learned. One was how passionate beer people were, because I actually got literally hate mail telling me, you can't do that in Texas, it'll never happen. It won't work. And I also learned not to trust anybody else selling tickets for your event.
There you go.
Because somebody else was doing it, and it got oversold.
Yeah.
So it was a mess, but it was a good mess.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
And so we accidentally got in the business, and then just started learning. We still learn every year something,
Yeah.
about how to survive, because it's different.
If you don't mind me asking, so if you think about it, 9 years ago, probably 90% of the breweries here in Houston did not exist.
Didn't exist.
They did not
Right.
exist. So
They
what
did.
would you say the biggest transformatively from you seen 9 years ago to now? What do you think has the biggest change you've seen? Obviously, the proclivity and the explosion of local breweries is one thing. I get that, but what have you said? Just if you look at yourself 9 years ago doing the first, the Brewmasters versus what you saw last year, what has been the biggest? Let's say the biggest surprise.
Wow. The biggest surprise is the amount of local, not just Texas, but local breweries that have come on the scene.
Right.
I mean, and being in the festival business, and it concerns me for the breweries, actually, because being in the festival business, you start a festival that works, and then everybody decides it works, they're going to do it. Business is not good. Then they go away, and business is good. And the same thing it has to happen here with the number of breweries.
Right.
So that leads me to say that the thing that's most impressive is the quality of what's being produced here. It's not, if you don't come in with a good product, you're
gone.
and you're not a good operator, you're gone.
Yeah.
And everybody, for the most part right now, is surviving and doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And those who can do that have nothing but a great future ahead of them, in the growth.
Yes,
How
sir.
many breweries did you have participate at that first festival?
Oh, that was 9 years ago. Let's see, probably 45.
Okay.
Probably.
All right. And what are y'all expecting this year?
70.
Okay.
But we've done as many as 100.
Right.
But
That's a lot.
it's
That's
a
a
lot,
lot,
and it's too many.
Yeah.
We really try to do a festival that you can go to more than 4 breweries in an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not standing in line all the time.
Yeah.
And so we try to balance. It's a tough balance year because we're coming off of Harvey last year, and we fell off of the radar screen of a lot of breweries.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So I would have liked to have had about 80.
Right.
We're going to be 67 or 70.
No, that'd be good.
So it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pro tip to those going: pace yourself, and maybe go in with a strategy. Like, I don't know, try the stuff that you're only going to get at the festival. Maybe
That's right. Yep.
If I can add to that, that is definitely a strategy, and we help you with that strategy because we mark anybody that has, we call it Taste It First.
Yeah.
There will be a large yellow and brown sign on their booth saying Taste It First. So you're going to know that they have a product that hadn't been in the market yet. It'll be first release.
All right. Pro tip number 2: watch for the yellow. You said yellow and brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow and brown
Says
sign.
Taste It First.
Look for the Taste It First. So that's pro tip number 2. Yeah. Don't try to taste everything because you won't remember
Much of it.
yeah.
Palate fatigue.
Yeah, palate fatigue. I mean, yes, there's obviously the alcohol side of it, but the palate fatigue, like especially if this is your first, big beer event to go to, you want to get in there and like tackle it all. Because I always take for granted, being doing this podcast for as many years as we've done it, and just kind of being a beer enthusiast for as many years as I have been. There's a whole bunch of new people getting into beer all the time.
Oh yeah,
it's growing and growing and growing. People are discovering it. People are coming of age. People are getting hip to it. I mean, because there's a brewery not that far from your house, and somebody says, "Let's go check it out."
right.
I can add another pro tip, 2 of them actually.
Okay.
One of them is don't taste anything that you've had before.
Okay.
So that's possible to do at the event.
Yes.
Because it's a great way to taste everything. I mean, our general admission ticket is $35. So for $35, you can taste a plethora of beers you've never had.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy them in a store, buy them in a bar, and decide you don't like it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so it's an efficient way to learn about beer. Pro tip number 4, 5,
I think
something.
4, yeah.
Yeah, is randomly talk to people in the crowd and ask them what they found.
Yeah, there you go.
That
like
way
that.
you're not
That's
you're
good.
not walking blind. You know,
Yeah.
hey, what did you find? It was good. Just talk somebody you don't know. Just
Yeah,
a stranger.
everybody's 99% of the people there are going to be cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, it's people are friendly. They want to talk about everybody there. It's like you come and talk to any of us. I hope you've got 30, 40 minutes, you know, because we're gonna bend your ear for that long, just talking about beer, you know, whatever it is. Like, oh, I just tried this, or oh, what do you like? You know, you should try that. Yeah. Oh, and go in knowing what you. Yeah, if you try something like let's say you're not a big hop head, don't go try another IPA. That's probably my biggest pet peeve, but I also find it really funny when people are like, dude, that beer sucked. It was an IPA. It's like, you like IPAs? No, I hate them. Well, it's like, come on, man. Why are you trying? Go try something else. Don't be silly. Come on, man. Let's do this. Get your head in the game. So, yeah, try to figure out your wheelhouse. That would probably be, if it's your first time in, find your wheelhouse. You know? If you don't like hoppy stuff, there's probably going to be a bunch of Oktoberfest or stouts or maybe some sour, you know, Pilsners, new Pilsners.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? Here's another one. If you're in Houston, let's say you're coming down. Depending on what side of town you live on, I've been running around a lot doing podcasts lately. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up. I've been in Webster. Next week I'll be in Richmond. I'm here today. Yesterday I was in Conroe.
Nice.
So traveling the world just here in Houston. If you live in one part of town, just pick another side of town that you don't get to try.
Yeah,
'Cause we've got so many. So if you live down near Galveston, try the northwest side, or try the Conroe area or whatever, because you can go visit those breweries eventually, wherever you are. But you might not, you know, maybe you can't get out there right away. But we have a whole, you know, metropolitan area that's just chock full of
That's right.
great beer.
What, 40, 50 plus breweries?
We're over
in
50.
Houston area? Yeah.
I mean, and then
It's crazy
start
to me.
looking at licenses and stuff like that too.
Oh, yeah. Should be another dozen or so opening up this year and next.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No, we had a what was that, Facebook or was it Twitter comment the other day? A guy was like, and I don't think he meant anything malicious to it, but it was like somehow, yeah, you know, you guys are so far away from real Houston.
Oh, that's right.
And so I tried to take the high road, and I said, real Houston's really big.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, come see us.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, just look at your mailing address.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
what? People are just silly.
Yeah. No, it's okay. And I don't think he meant to be a jackass about it. I think it was just,
We got a good laugh.
we did get a look at that. But I think to Clifton's point, you know, I mean, I think you're seeing such a hyper local loyalty, which is, I love it. I absolutely love it. But, you know, to your point, to your comments, I mean, if you live down south, east, west, north, whatever, there's so many good places to drink and get some good local made beer on the other side of town. And it's still Houston. So,
Yes.
yes.
It absolutely. Like, and it's funny. Like, I'll bring up Cypress. We're right here, butted up to Cypress, and people are like, "Oh, that's a country bumpkin area." Well, yeah, it was
40 years ago.
Yeah, 9 years ago, and you know. But
Yeah.
have you been out there lately? I mean, it's, you know, traffic. That's probably the worst traffic.
Well, the fact that Waller and Magnolia are now going to become suburbs,
Yeah.
pretty much, that tells you.
Yeah,
That tells you something.
There's a new brewery. Is it Chapel Hill? No. Yeah.
Talk about out toward Elgin?
No. Well,
Chapel Hill proper, Texas. Or Chapel Hill, like sausage.
Chapel Hill. Well, whatever that area is, Hempstead, and then there's Waller and Hempstead, and then Chapel.
Gotcha.
Isn't that Chapel Hill? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's further out on 290.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before Brenham.
Gotcha.
Right.
Pre-Brenham.
There's a place opening up out there?
Yeah. Coal Fox. They're
Cold?
like coal is in like shoveling coal.
Oh, Coal Fox.
Yeah.
I like that.
Wow. I can't keep up.
No,
There's just too many
You can't.
new ones opening
It's well, which, you know, then you're like, okay, I can't keep up. But then, year 10 of the Brewmasters, you're going to see a whole bunch of names that you've you know.
That's correct.
I love it.
So, okay, how does it work when you're recruiting breweries to come to be a part of the event? Do you just call them up? Did you call Jeff like last week or Brandon and like, hey man, or I know it was more than a week ago.
Well, these guys actually came in through their distributor.
Okay.
Okay, but a lot of the independents, you just relentlessly have to call. I mean, it's probably the hardest thing to do, actually,
Yeah.
because I'll send you the paperwork. I'll send you the paperwork. Just you get busy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a small business too. I know. A piece of paper. I'll get to it. So it's really just phone calls and emails and sometimes Facebook Messenger.
Yes.
Any way that
It works.
you can work, and we're fortunate in the fact that we do have a good reputation, so most people don't hang up on us. They'll at least listen or say, love to do it, but I can't do it this year, and then we put them down, we get them for next year, because we like to change and get new people every year.
When this is over, September 3rd, when September 3rd, when do you start working on next year? Is it right away, or do you give yourself a little bit of a breather?
Well, on this, we really start November, because we've got 5 festivals that we do between now and after Brewmasters that we do between there and Thanksgiving. So right after Thanksgiving, we'll start putting our focus on it.
Okay.
And developing.
What other festivals do you do?
We do Wine and Food Week in the Woodlands. We do Wine Fair, Sci Fair in Cypress. We do Katy Sip and Stroll in Katy. We do Houston Culinary Stars, Houston Chronicle Culinary Stars. We do Brewmasters. We do Tomball Food Truck Festival.
Okay. Well, those are all...
And a bunch of... And not a bunch, but some private corporate stuff.
Okay. Those are all very... I've been to a lot of those. Those are very well-run events. So you guys do a stellar job.
We try.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's... If you have any history with beer events in the Houston area, like you said, a lot of them were one-off, or there's... I bet you that's a burden, because, I mean, they sully the name of beer events and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. In fact, without mentioning names or anything, about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a beer festival downtown that was way oversold and way... I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And we were getting mail, because we were known for doing festivals, hate mail, and why'd you do this and why'd you do that? And it hurts the industry.
Yeah.
But that pretty much is calming down a little bit, I think.
Yeah. It's kind of like brewing. It's one of those things where a lot of people have the idea, like, ooh, I could do that.
Right.
But then when you really get into it, it's like, can you do that? I mean, you guys, all y'all, you can see it. Y'all got what you're doing. You've got the knack for what you're doing. You can't just jump in and be like, let's just do it this weekend. We'll set it up. We'll open it up on Monday. It'll be good.
Yeah, and that's true. And I don't know it that well, but I'm sure on your end there's a lot of rules and regulations that are
A lot of hurdles.
costly, time robbers, but you have to do them.
Yeah.
And it's in the festival business, it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
So you just work with it and do what you need to do. And when you start skipping those steps, that's where issues come in.
Right. Well, we've talked a lot about beer laws on this podcast, and even here with Jeff and Brandon, I know we've talked about it a number of times. But since you also do wine events, how does dealing with like wine distributors or the wineries directly versus having the beer side of things, what's...
Two completely different animals.
Yeah.
Wine's easier.
Yeah.
Beer is more difficult. But if you could ask, I'm going to ask my own question to myself.
Okay.
If I could change one law for a festival's reasoning, could change one law in Texas for festivals, it would be I could bring beer in that's not authorized to be sold here to be sampled.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that keeps Brewmasters a good Houston event from becoming a good national event.
That's absolutely right.
Yep.
You nailed it.
Yeah, because you'll never have a GAB up here in Texas.
No,
you can't.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
And you wouldn't necessarily want to do that, but can you imagine doing a regional GABF type of format?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
GT.
you can't do it.
Great Texas
Which
Beer
is
Fest. I like
very-
that.
Yeah. Copyright that.
I'm just throwing that out
No,
there.
you're
If one law
absolutely
was to change that from my side of the business, it would be let us bring in beer from anywhere.
That's right.
Just a sample.
Just for a festival.
Sure.
Just for the festival.
Yep, absolutely.
It's just so many people just so worried about hanging on to that little piece they got. It's like, I think that's just life, you know? People there's certain people, they just want to hang on to that little piece. So just open up, man. Nobody wants to take your stuff. You just want to, get everybody to enjoy it more.
Do the job and do it right. You don't have anything to worry about. Right?
Yeah. Have you considered doing like cheese masters.
I've considered pretty much everything. So there's only so much time in the day.
That's my segue into cheese. Okay, we can even pause it while you go. We'll talk.
No. You guys keep chatting it up.
Okay.
I just need a few minutes to prep things.
Okay. Brandon's gonna go. He's gonna go prep the cheese. Gonna cut the cheese. Are you gonna
Just a little bit.
slice
Oh,
it? Cut
beer?
it?
Yeah, I'm a little beer.
Yeah.
Do you know a guy?
Yeah.
Do you know somebody that has beer here? Okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
to Clifton's point,
So y'all had a cheese and beer tasting. It was here, right?
it was here.
Okay. Walk me through that because I wanted to come really bad. This thing called work. You know, they make me come every day.
It was here, but I wasn't.
No.
Yeah. So
Well, how does that?
no. Go
I
ahead.
used my book, my Janet Fletcher book.
Yeah.
Shout out to Janet Fletcher, the
Yeah.
Queen of Cheese. I don't know what her name, like what her
The Queen of Cheese. I
Queen
like
of
that.
Cheese,
I like that.
Cheesy Queen. I
No.
don't. Ooh, Cheesy Queen. That'd be a good.
How about the Queasy Cheese? No. No, Cheesy Queen. Okay.
She's got a lot of books, but
Yeah.
this is my favorite.
Actually, we might want to say that question for Brandon because he pretty much and Keenan emceed that whole thing.
Okay.
And if we can get Keenan on here a little bit later too.
Okay.
Well,
That's-
Brandon actually, he was talking to me about how he learned so much
yeah.
with choosing out the cheese and pairing it with the beer about how cheese and beer pair.
It's cheese.
It's phenomenal.
If you're nerdy about beer, cheese is that same thing.
Oh yeah.
But you can like then mash them together. Same with wine, but
Yeah.
beer and cheese better. It's just,
Have you guys seen Ratatouille?
yes.
Okay, so that one scene where he talks about, well, you can have your strawberries and you can have your cheese, but when you pair them together,
Yeah.
the harmony works together.
Yes.
And I was shocked. I was able to sample some of the cheeses. We had some sharp cheddars. We had some Roquefort. Roquefort's my jam, by the way.
Yeah.
Just it was amazing. You put the two together, just how well it was with harmony. It was really good.
Yeah, it's few things. I mean, there's not a wine and cheese soup. I don't think there's beer and cheese soup.
Beer
though.
cheese, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
and it's fantastic.
There's beer cheese dip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
For pretzels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Beer cheese.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's yeah, cheese is, you can go way deep on cheese.
Yes, you can.
And I mean, just like you can with beer, and I understand beer better. And I think it's one of the, I don't remember what the principle is called, but when you realize you can go deep on one thing, then you realize you can take that same, depth on any subject. You know, if you want to, like, martial arts or, I don't know why I brought that up, but I think that's what they were talking about. If you can master one discipline, then you can jump over here and that same mindset and approach will work on another discipline, like business or...
Sure.
But then you also realize, oh gosh, I know nothing. It's like I know some things about beer,
I
but
thought I knew something. Yeah.
yes, yeah, and you start looking at somebody else's discipline, and you're like, I don't know anything. Like I thought I knew some stuff about beer, and then you start learning, you're like, okay, I've scratched the surface,
Right.
but I can't even, then I jump over to like, let's get in some cheese. Oh gosh, it's like I'm starting in kindergarten again.
I love it.
So
I love it.
yeah, I brought some cheese, but what Brandon's coming with us. Brandon's bringing. Look at that. That's fancy schmancy.
Ooh.
Got all kinds of. Where's my phone? Take some pictures. The phenomenon of taking pictures of your food.
Food porn.
Yeah. That's a new thing. Like you can't just eat anymore. Yeah. Boom. Look
Boom.
at that.
Marketing.
Oh, yeah. My bruschettini. If we need any, crackers. Made my run to HEB today. Shout out to HEB in Fairfield. They have a great craft beer and cheese selection. Do you have any idea what we have on the plate, or we're going to just wait till Brandon comes
We'll
back?
wait for Brandon. I can
You
definitely
could- you
identify the Roquefort.
You
That's-
could mess them up if you moved them around.
Yeah, start mixing them up and stuff.
Just remember what you did.
Yeah, right. When did Jeff? When did you start? Really like understanding beer. I think I don't know that we've talked about what. Maybe we talked about what got you into beer and what no.
Sure.
Like
Like
when it kind of clicked.
Thank you. I think to your point, you're always learning. You're always finding out things that you thought you knew, and finding clarity, if you will. It's for all you Pulp Fiction folks out there. They say the alcoholics have a moment of clarity. It's kind of like you're always having moments of clarity.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is just, and again, this is going to sound so cliche, if you will. But I think once I realized I didn't have to drink beer to get drunk.
Yeah.
I think it was like, okay, you start appreciating the nuances of the flavors, and and nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having a good time, responsibly and safely, not driving. But yeah, I think that was it. When we started, and I think a lot of it kind of, Josh and you Clifton, I think you guys can appreciate all this, is like, once you kind of start having responsibilities outside of college,
Yeah.
families and jobs and everything, when you're just not getting loaded all the time,
Yes.
your time to drink is limited, and the amount that you can drink is limited, and so you really start, really curating what is in front of you. I know that sounds like a total BS answer, but
No, well, you got to do that with everything in life. We're limited on time, right?
I'm a pretty hard drug user, so I haven't really stopped since college. No, but you're absolutely right. You are limited on time. You're limited on what you can do. You got stuff that's going on. You're always busy. So you can do that. Maximize your time that you have. Maximize the time you have to drink a beer or two or seven, whatever it is. But I think that was it. It really was.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's when I like when the weekend comes around. I know I've got some extra time. Like I have the privilege of getting to sit down with brewers and people, my friends. I look at it as collecting friendships. But first, the beer is a bonus.
Yeah.
And I get to try some, and I've really learned. This episode 175 of InterBrews.
Really?
Yeah.
175.
Wow.
Okay.
175.
I like that.
Yeah. It's I've been doing it for a while, and I've learned that. Oh man, I didn't bring my knife.
What?
I just got to karate chop mine.
There you go. You can borrow mine.
Oh, thanks. I've got some knife envy. I've got nice hardware here. All right. Anyway, just going to say, I've learned not just pacing, but also slowing down and just really enjoying that sip to sip,
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, sip to sip.
Has nothing to do with the massive hangovers that we get now at all. It's just,
No.
No, okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Pain is a wonderful teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, just can't. All right, Brandon. Let's cheese it up.
Let's do it.
You ready to start this?
I think so.
All right.
I wish I should have set up the camera just for this, just the cheese camera. But I
Yeah,
didn't. So you're just going to have to listen to us kind of smack a little bit while Brandon talks. And
Yeah. I'd be interested to hear some of your tasting notes as well, because it's kind of fun just sampling the different cheeses with each of the beers.
Okay.
It really helps bring out a lot of the flavors
all right,
that you would not expect. But
Can I do a little get? The first beer you brought was a Saison?
7 Iron.
Oh.
7 Iron. That's
way
a
off.
blonde.
I came by to have the Saison this weekend.
Yeah.
We had just enough time. It was delicious.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry I missed you. Sorry I missed you.
No, I mean, we were literally in and out. Like, we dropped the girls at a birthday party. We got over here and was like, oh, we've only got time for one beer. Let's go.
Yeah. Zip, go.
Came and just try. We took some hoppy heat, stuff home, and then we're like, yeah. So I had that on my eggs this morning. But anyway, so
Yeah,
that
good
was my
stuff.
weekend. But anyway, all right, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. I guess the first beer we're going to start with is, I guess just a quick tidbit on cheese and beer pairing. For lighter beers, you want a fairly mild cheese. You don't want to overpower the cheese. You don't want the beer to overpower the cheese, or vice versa. So, what we're starting off here first is our 7 Iron, which is our blonde. That's our lighter beer, 4.5%. But we decided to go with the cheese is Baby Caprino. They're out of Blanco, Texas.
Oh,
So
cool.
most of these cheeses are from Texas. Wanted to try to keep things here in the region if we could, but it's a fairly mild cheese. Doesn't really overpower either one, the beer, and so
What was the name of the cheese again?
Baby Caprino.
Caprino. Is
Yes.
that cow's milk?
Yes. No, this is actually goat.
Goat.
Yeah, most of the milder cheese are goat milk. Yeah.
Okay. So this is this one?
So yeah. No, it's
the
actually
light-
at the top.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
We're at here.
Center,
Yeah.
12 o'clock.
Oh.
12
okay.
o'clock, and then we'll work our way
All right,
around
so we just-
clockwise.
All right,
No.
so you got Clifton with cheese, and Moss and I will house this one over here.
Okay.
Well, I'm good on the cheese.
You're good on cheese?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess it's all me.
It's all you, baby.
All you.
All you.
You skip lunch today.
All right. Yeah. Exactly. Right.
Go for it, Jeff.
All right. As far as rinds and stuff go, do we know anything about like?
The proper etiquette?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. School me up.
I don't know.
You shove it in your face.
My
I usually.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, my understanding is you eat it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
eat
right.
it.
That's right.
You
I've
eat
always been known to just
Yeah.
remove the rind, but I
Yeah.
think you're supposed to actually eat it with the cheese.
Okay. What's the rind made of? Do we know?
It's, what I was reading was it is basically a safe mold.
Oh. Yeah. I like that.
The rind and the growth around it. But,
Okay.
We could always reference the Fletcher book
that's right.
and find that out.
Oh yeah. Somebody needs to thumb through that. Where'd that go? Oh, it's underneath the cheese. Sorry. So do you go? cheese first, then a drink?
Actually, the several times I've sampled the beer and cheese together, I tend to go beer first, eat the cheese, and then follow it up with another sip of the beer, and really just see what it does to the overall flavor of the beer.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say in these moments, I mean, other than
It's fairly mild. Again, we're going to step it up here in a bit. Some of these cheeses are quite overpowering, but
it's like when you
still
get
yummy.
when the CO2 gets in there, you get like another like burst of the what is that flavor?
Cheese.
That cheese flavor.
Yeah.
But it's not like cheese on a burger flavor.
Yeah. So it's funny. Doing all this research, I found this out. Actually, beer pairs better with cheese than wine. The carbonation and the hops really help lift that fat off the palate, and so they actually pair better together than your typical what you would expect wine and
I
cheese.
want to do more.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
Talk amongst yourselves. So Blanco,
yes, out of Blanco.
that's cool. Now, were these the same cheeses at the event this past?
Yes. Yeah, all but one. The sharp cheese, the farm that made the cheese. We went with one of their other sharp cheddars.
Okay.
So we'll get to that here in a bit.
Okay. How does the how is the cheese? Do you call it artisan cheese? Craft cheese?
It appears like you do because there's these small farms that are making some great cheeses, and it does seem like there's a little craft segment growing
Here in Texas,
and
right?
that's right. Most of them in North Texas. That's where a lot of the the farms are located.
Okay.
And so that's where you find the majority of them.
Is there any limit on? They talk about wine is tough in Texas because of humidity, or not? Well, just our overall
the climate.
Climate, right? Is it the same with cheese, or does that benefit, or is it just kind of we get what we get because of what goes on here, and that's kind of the cool part about it? Or
That's how it appears. Again, I don't know. I'm not an expert by any means, but it does seem like most of the cheeses come up from the Northeast. But there seems to be some sort of resurgence here in the Texas
that's pleasant
market.
I like that. That's like when you swallow and you get a little more because you got like taste buds down in your throat.
Yeah,
Throat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that Randy Mosher book hit me to that. It's not just on your tongue.
Yeah.
That whole taste, flavor pattern thing. That's not true. You got the taste buds all over your tongue. Each taste bud kind of. Anyway, sorry, divergent.
It's all good. All right, so this next one, cheese, we're going to pair with our Holy Funshine, which is our Saison.
Yes.
We just released. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks since we released that. Nice fruity note, but the cheese is actually really interesting. This is it's called Oha Santa. It's out of Dallas.
Just the other light cheese.
This is another goat cheese. It's wrapped with this Oha Santa leaf, which gives it a really nice flavor. I was picking up some more lemony, maybe peppery character. That's mostly from the leaf that it's been aged in.
How long was it aged?
I think this one, it hasn't been maybe a couple of months.
Really?
Not too long. Again, the milder cheeses aren't aged very long.
Like
you definitely want to eat the leaf. I don't know if you.
I got a little leaf.
Yeah,
From
there you go.
From udder to mouth, how long, or udder to shelf? How long are these cheeses? How long did this one take? Do you have any? Like when you say not aged very long,
You're asking the wrong dude.
no, it's not less than a year, right, or 6 months?
Oh yeah. I don't think they're aged very long at all.
So
the sharper beers, the blue, those are going to be aged quite a bit longer.
Okay.
Clifton, are you sure you don't want any of this cheese? He's like, well, that sounds pretty good.
I like that a lot.
I may swoop in. And,
Okay.
All right. Feel free.
I love cheese too, and I can eat that.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah,
that was pretty
That's
solid.
good cheese, isn't it?
It's
Put that on a burger.
it's not, or a bagel, or it's almost it's very creamy.
It is. Yeah. Mozzarella.
Very rich.
Yeah.
The rich is kind of unctuous. Is that the word? Unctuous. Yeah.
Yeah, just a quick plug. All these cheeses were sourced from Houston Dairy Maids.
I'm a huge
I think
fan.
they offer like 150 cheeses there in their little shop.
Yeah.
They have free samplings every day. I think they just cherry pick 5 different cheeses and offer free samplings. But
Yeah.
And
they know their stuff.
Where they're located at?
They are off of Airline, just inside of 610.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
I need to hit them up. I kind of cyber stalk them a lot.
Yeah.
But for the cheese,
For the cheese.
Yes.
Okay. Creeper.
the
Got
dairy, not the
it.
maid.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Married. Jeff. All right.
Married.
I like the
Moving on.
can I big ups for your Saison?
Thank you.
Y'all had you had 5 different variants this weekend.
That's right.
Raspberry, dry hop, you had a
mango pineapple.
Yeah.
There was a hatch chili pepper and
Pineapple.
and then the lemon and lime.
Yeah.
one of them y'all went through real
Or
real
not lemon and
fast.
lime. Sorry, mint and lime.
Mint and lime.
Which was really
Is that the
tasty.
one that was gone?
Mojito inspired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Saisons are a really good, really good base. Kind of like y'all said.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
All right, so the next cheese, this is going to be paired with our Oso Bueno, which is our American Amber. This is it's out of actually Milton Creamery, which is in Iowa. The cheese name is Prairie Breeze.
Prairie Brie.
Yes.
Let's
yeah,
see.
that's your third one down.
Okay.
So this is a cow's milk cheese.
Cow's milk.
Yep, from an Amish dairy.
Nice.
Ooh, Amish.
Yeah.
Been spending most of my life living in an Amish paradise.
Yeah.
Little Weird Al.
Reference there.
Okay. So you say beer first. I love Oso Bueno. So that's the problem when you're drinking good beers that you really, really enjoy. I get distracted. I'm like, oh yeah. Oh wait, you got to put the cheese too.
That is so good.
Yeah. Cheese alone is fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, a little sweet, nutty character. I think really does complement Oso pretty well.
Yeah. I could do this all day.
Yeah, no,
I'm like the Captain America of beer and cheese.
This ain't too bad.
Yeah, I could do this
So
all
I don't know
day.
if you're picking up on that the crystals, the crunchy character or whatever. That's just from the aging process, I guess. Depending on how much protein is in the cheese.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed
As
to
it-
mention that, but okay, good.
I actually did a little research.
It's math.
So yeah, it's
math.
simple math.
Yeah.
Math or meth?
Meth.
Whoa!
Yeah. This show is going to go up to 11 here in about 4 seconds. Yeah.
It's only
Commercial
cheese
break.
you can eat, and like you're super skinny at the end. It's like, wow! Awesome!
Having a good time.
3 a.m. Let's eat some more cheese. Who needs teeth?
That's
Yeah, sorry. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know which is my favorite. They're all good in different ways.
There we
I
are.
like that second one with the leaf.
Yeah.
I like eating leaves. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's what flavor am I getting there? Well, you get it's the toasty Oso Bueno. It just kind of like reflects off of the. I don't have the terms. I need more.
Sure.
I need more words.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It's like the flavor of the Oso Bueno like bounces off the cheese, and it just kind of like all kind of like you. I don't know if you have finish with cheese like you do with the drink, because it's like
I think so. Absolutely.
like as it
yeah.
just kind of sits there in your mouth. It just you get more. It's like you experience a different like angle or something. I don't know.
Right.
I dig it.
Yeah. No, they
dig
complement each other really well.
Yeah. Okay.
Josh is having a moment.
I am.
He is. Yeah.
This is where I need to be.
I've been living a lie my whole life. What's going on here?
It's like I took the the red pill? I took the red pill
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
cheese. It was in the cheese.
He's like, the Matrix.
Yes. Now I'm in.
All right.
Okay.
We got next.
All right, next beer. This is our Lame Duck. This is our American Pale Ale. We
Yes.
are pairing that with Granberry Gold, which it's from a farm in Lepon, Texas.
Is it this long skinny one?
That's correct. Yeah, the next one over. Yep, that's it.
Is there a proper way to slice cheese?
I couldn't help you out with that. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Again, my knowledge is fairly limited.
Okay.
So I typically just slice the good stuff and just start munching away. Yeah.
Is there a duck right here?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, you got it.
Yes. Get in there. Get in. That's visually. Here's a with beers, people see like dark beers like, ooh, I don't like dark beers. It's like, well, just because it's dark doesn't mean it's going to be an 11% whatever. It could be very light and still be dark.
That's right.
I looked at this cheese and I thought, that's going to be a harder cheese. I thought because I guess the coloration or something. I don't know. It's very soft.
It is. Very
Supple.
soft.
Yeah.
Supple is the word.
Supple. That's really good.
So one thing I did learn throughout this whole process of trying to find cheeses that pair well with the beer is the color, where the color comes from.
Okay,
And
hit us.
apparently grass-fed cows generate a little more orange, yellow color to the the milk that's used to make the cheese.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I wonder if the type of grass.
I would imagine, yeah. There's
Yeah.
got to be something that plays a role in that.
I don't know
as
if
well.
there's. I mean, like a northern cow versus like a southern cow. I'm sure there's way different grass, right?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about cows that are fed spent grain?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
That's probably kind
You
of
have
a
to do a
new
little
thing.
research there. Yeah, you're right.
And then you can make. Do you make steaks from the cows that make the cheese as well, or is that's a totally different?
That sounds fantastic, though. I would love to
It's
experiment
the
with
circle of life.
It
Yeah.
is.
Simba.
I mean, if you're going to go out,
That's
who
right.
would want to go out as a ribeye? That's how.
As part of a beer and cheese pairing
Yes.
with a ribeye. Yeah.
You know, people are going to, really appreciate you.
The same cow. That's right. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you do that? Aren't they different cows?
I think they are. Dairy cows versus.
Maybe they were like married,
Yeah.
like the flavors. I don't know. This is getting kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. Sounds yummy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on. This is the cheese, Texas Gold. This is that sharp cheddar I was talking about. We're going to pair that with our hipster sauce, which is our lovely IPA. So this one's been aged for a few months. It's fairly sharp if you're into that kind of thing. But again, I think it's fairly big, bold, well, fairly strong. Holds up to the malt and hop character of this beer.
Get in there. Cheese it up.
Superb.
I don't know how well this does for audio, but
Yeah.
this is the most fun
it's
I've
too
ever
bad
had.
we don't have a camera here.
This is the most
Yeah,
fun I've
it's-
ever had on a podcast. Leave me alone.
No, that's a really good one.
That cheese is
Yeah. Getting it.
awesome. Yeah.
All right. What was this again?
This the cheese is Texas Gold, and that's the farm's located in Dublin,
Texas.
Texas.
Oh, like
Yeah.
Dublin.
Oh yeah,
Texas.
that would be Dublin, Texas.
Not Dublin, Ireland. Dublin, Texas.
Like where the Dr. Pepper,
Yes.
where they use the
Yes.
real.
Yes.
So all good things come from Dublin.
Yes.
Well, a lot of good things.
Where is Dublin? I'm assuming it's somewhere in North Texas because I've never heard of it.
It's like heading to Waco or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Northwest.
Okay, yeah, like towards Fort Worth.
Yeah.
out there.
Oh, Fort Worth.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like you hear about Dublin Dr. Pepper all the time. Do they still make Dublin Dr. Pepper?
They
in
do
Dublin? No.
They do not.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's there's a big old brouhaha. Listen to me.
No, that works.
There's a big hey Clifton segue into that. Big kerfuffle about that a few years ago.
Brandon, are you going next level in blending?
We get 2 more cups.
Oh, I thought you were blending. You're about to hit us with a whole nother thing.
Yeah, we call this the kamikaze. We just combine all the beers together, and just start munching on cheese.
Yeah. That's really good. Is there any one you want to try that you didn't get to try yet?
Well, we have one more.
Well, I know, but I'm saying backtracking. I was selfish with the knife.
He's trying to get me to go the wrong way.
Yeah. You want to try
No.
any of the early?
I actually had those the other day.
Oh,
so.
okay. Okay. So this is not your first
rodeo.
Cheesio.
But I ate about 12 pounds of it, so
I don't know what my limit is on cheese, but I'm willing to find out.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm willing to test that.
You don't know until you try.
And you will find out.
Yeah.
It'll let you know when you've reached that peak.
All right. So are we about to hit the big boy
This
here?
is it, baby.
Yeah. So the last cheese, of course, it's a blue. We can't have a cheese and beer pairing without a blue. So we're going to pair with this with our big mistake, which is our barrel-aged imperial stout.
Yeah.
12+%. So
So the rind on it, we're
Big
supposed
beer.
to have the rind on it. Is it?
eat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do
Just
it.
eat it all.
well said.
I love blue.
Uh-huh.
Blue, you're my boy. It's we'll get those blue cheese crumbles, and I'll just walk by the refrigerator and just grab a couple and pop them in, put them between my cheek and gum.
It's like dip out some blue cheese.
Yeah.
A little pinch there.
Yeah, a little.
So trivia. This is my favorite kind of cheese. Hands down, blue cheese.
Oh, I was waiting for a question, but okay.
Oh, no, just-
correct. True.
Yes. None of the above.
Okay.
So if you ever do hey, after 175 episodes or 200 episodes of trivia,
Yeah.
say what was Jeff's favorite cheese on the
Blue.
Blue.
Do you have a variety of blue that you're?
The stinkier, the rottier, the nastier, the better. I don't.
I kind of figured that about you.
Yeah.
I'm like, that dude's into some funky cheese.
Just like his woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Christy.
It's like, that dude's into some funk right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna go and smooch. Speaking of wives, I'm gonna smooch on my wife. She's
some
gonna be
blue
like,
bread.
what did you do? blue cheese. She's like, who's cheese? Seriously, like, Ba-dum-ching. No, nobody. Sorry.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I like
That's
that.
getting it.
I got a little rind there.
Yep. That is
Now,
good.
there's many varieties of blue cheese, right? There's like the Maytag. You ever hear about Maytag? That guy that when he's not preparing,
Really?
it's the same family. Like the Maytag appliances, same brand. You know, appliances and blue cheese.
Always learning.
I think it's like different sides of the family. But
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good. Brandon. Well done on the. It's like that blue is real salty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like that. Of course, big mistake is.
Hey, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's odd that the cheese can actually hold up to that beer because that beer is
Yeah.
You're absolutely
not
right.
mild.
That's when you read into that book, stouts and blue cheese. You really have. You can't go like a mild stout. You really need a big
Punch. Yeah.
Yeah, you need something with a big alcohol, big flavor, and of course, a big mistake is
Yeah. Perfect choice.
oh
There we go. Just smell it.
oh yeah, just a little whiff. Yeah, it's like
There we go. All right, Clifton.
you need to just rinse and spit. Can you rinse and spit? Does that work?
Give me a sip.
I'll hold my hands out. You can.
I could.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Even
nice?
with the aroma, you
That, the
really.
beer's getting it.
That beer.
Yeah.
It's like
Fabulous.
yeah, that's kind of next level. I kind of want to just hit pause and just kind of like.
We should just do blue cheese and stout pairings.
That's right. Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, you'd see Jeff
Well, not very long. but,
explode.
yeah.
All right, so I just wrote down a bunch that I read in the book, and so I bought some. We don't have to unwrap them, but there's one I really wanted everybody to try. Everybody should probably grab a cracker for this one. It kind of pairs with. It's a softer cheese. If y'all are ready, so let's open up the
Let's do it.
bruschettina. That's
Reset our palate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you also want to put. You can also spread. This is a spreadable.
Oh,
It's
okay.
soft. It's a soft, delicate cheese.
If it's craft, I'm gonna. Oh no! If it, it'd
No,
be
it's not
awesome.
craft. No, it's craft, like CRAFT. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Here,
like
grab one of those.
okay.
Pass them around, and I'll reach in here to my lucky red bag of cheese.
Is it a chez oui or a cheese whiz?
No, it's what we call. It's what they call. Hisse.
Ah, oui, fromage.
Oh, look at that.
Hisse cheese.
It's a fromage.
From,
The craft.
It's a pasteurized.
Oh, it's French.
It's made with real cheese. From it's the Mondelez International
Got it.
brand. So
It sounds exotic.
it is exotic. Somehow these magical.
These cows got it into the jars.
So who wants a little squirt?
Oh, yeah.
Little squirt?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do this.
Well, I'm not here to.
Good. Yeah.
I'm tired of these cheap cheeses. I got the good cheese now.
Yes, you gotta get that.
Yes.
So this was also sourced from Houston Dairymans, correct?
Yes, they shipped it to me
Number
on
one
a
seller.
pallet for my pallet. It's under pressure, so let's don't puncture this. No, easy cheese. What do you think this would pair best with, as far as the beers?
Hot dogs,
Yeah. You know,
nachos.
stop it. We'll end this cheese pairing top shelf.
But you know what?
Oh, a piece of the bread are pretty good.
I'm not gonna
With the
lie.
easy cheese.
I like easy cheese.
Oh, yeah.
mean-
throw it on some Ritz crackers.
I thought I was going to get some
all
Ritz,
day.
but then I was like, you know what? We need a little class.
Yeah.
What do you think we could pair that with? 7-iron? Cheddar? Cheddar easy.
A Bud or Miller.
We'll get Keenan a couple squirts here. He's working hard over there.
Oh, yeah. He needs it.
It's actually pretty good. I think they nailed like just the salt, fat, you know, whatever. Just
The
clicks in
balance.
whatever clicks in your
The
brain.
preservatives are balanced so well.
Yeah. Seriously. Let's see. No, there's probably
Yeah.
There's cheese culture in there. There's enzymes,
Are there any artificial flavorings?
Calcium, apparently.
milk, whey protein, whey, canola oil, milk protein concentrate, and then cheddar cheese.
Okay.
There has to be something in there you can't pronounce.
So it's like creatine, just different.
Sodium caseinate,
Okay.
sorbic acid as a preservative. There you go. Sodium caseinate. Let's see. Acetic acid.
Okay.
Color. It just says color.
Color tastes so good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's only 2 grams of sugar, so relatively low carb.
Okay.
You know, depending.
I can dig it.
Keto friendly.
Yeah. You're working out, get you a bottle of Easy Cheese and just start pounding it, man.
Take shots.
It's recovery drink, Easy Cheese.
Speaking of like fad diets,
Yes, sir.
has any of that stuff affected y'all's the show out on the weekends and stuff like that? Like there's a lot of keto people out there.
Oh, just no carb or low carb diets?
Yeah. I've tried it. I've tried to go, but then I'm like, I can only do it a handful of days a week.
Yeah, I mean, if beer is excluded, then yeah, that wouldn't work very well. You know, being the owner of a brewery. So
What I would say is, for those of you that are on keto diets, whenever you had to break it, we're here for you.
Yeah.
we'll take care of you.
We have the best and coldest carbs waiting for you.
I'm all for people, working on their health and stuff, but let's be honest.
Beer's healthy.
Your psychological health and
healthy.
spiritual health.
Oh, quality of life.
Beer's food.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Beer is food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some, and it's, I don't know. It's an interesting, thing to look at, all the different dieting or whatever. Like I try to go mostly low carb until I do the show. That's where I get all my carbs. So I don't know how many carbs were in this episode. I should start keeping count. How many carbs?
You don't want to do that.
I will say, as far as our InterBrews have gone, this is probably the least amount of beer we've drank.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually Jimmy and Mike and whoever, we're just crushing it.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
A lot of cheese, though. I wouldn't say a lot, but the most cheese. I mean, we've got a whole can. We're going to get through that, I hope.
But cheese tastes good.
Yeah.
Brandon, have you ever considered doing this as a regular thing?
Nope. Not at all.
I think
I enjoy
beer and cheese with Brandon, that's a great radio podcast show.
Maybe like a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You just do a different cheese each time, different beer.
With the
Not
glove,
likely.
with the gloves.
Yeah, keep the purple gloves on.
I'm touching everyone's cheese. I wanted to make sure that I was properly dressed for it.
My grandmother
I
used
got
to
the
put
correct
gloves on her
PPA.
hand before she went to bed. She'd put Vaseline on her hands and put the gloves on.
Well, why don't you come over here, Josh? Let me,
So it kept them very supple.
that's right.
I don't know if that's your approach. Just a suggestion. At the end of the day, things are still, looking nice.
Yeah.
When you were putting together, you said Houston Dairy Maid's a big help, and they kind of helped you pick the cheeses and stuff like that. How much time went into putting together the event, and how long did the event itself last?
Let me see. It lasted about 30, 45 minutes. So we had, who do we have out here, Clifton? I know we had some reps, some beer bloggers and things
Yeah,
like
a bunch
that.
of beer bloggers were out,
Yeah.
and a couple of writers were out here.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but we had this event planned 2 or 3 weeks in advance, and so I got in contact with Lindsay. She's, I believe, the owner over at Houston Dairy Maids.
Yeah.
And her and I basically just detailed what beers we were planning to offer, and she threw out some suggestions. And so I showed up the week before the actual event. We sampled some of the cheeses, and then just more or less dialed it in.
Okay.
So, I mean, she's just as passionate about cheese as she is as we are with beer.
And they do like a honey, like local honey stuff too.
Yeah, they offer a lot of fun stuff there. I mean, you go in there and it's hard not just to buy half of everything on the shelf there.
That's one of those.
Fresh breads and I mean, the only thing lacking is beer.
And then but I think you guys are handling that.
Yeah, we can help you out with that.
Hey, I need you to pick up that cheese plate and give it a thumbs up. We'll send this over we'll tag Dairy Maids. Now, big smile for me. 1, 2, 3. I'm a man. Right there. Thank you, sir.
Not good? Okay. Who are we sending that to?
We'll send it to Lindsay. We'll send it to
Okay.
We'll put it on the socials. We'll tag.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was y'all's favorite?
Man.
The blue? I mean, I know you.
I would shower that blue cheese if I could. Put that crap in my cornflakes. Yeah, I'm good. They were all really good.
They were good. I really liked the Ojal Santa, the one with the leaf.
Yeah, I was
thought
gonna say
it
the same
really,
thing.
It's just because it just not what you expected,
No.
and it was really yummy.
I don't know if it's faux pas to go blue and then go back to the light.
Once you go blue, wait a minute.
I'd go beer first. Yeah. If you still got that blue hanging around in your mouth.
That's true.
Man,
I also dig the Prairie Breeze, the one with the crystals.
That was cool.
It's
That was
nice
good.
and rich. Yeah.
so is it faux pas for me to ask what was your least favorite cheese? Is that bad? And I don't want to say that to intimate that some of these are bad cheeses.
No.
Just, we all have different palates and flavors.
Least favorite? I'd have to be least favorite because they were all good.
They're all very good. Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
There can only be one Highlander. There can only be one.
I guess just the first one because I wasn't warmed up enough.
I agree with you. I agree with
But
that.
I enjoyed it.
It was very good.
Yeah, it was
if
good.
If that was in my refrigerator and there was some 7-iron, I'd be like, "This is gonna be a good."
And
day."
I would say that the analogy I would make is it's kind of like beer. I mean, we like big, bold flavors. And
So that's the Miller Lite of the cheese industry.
It's our 7-iron.
Okay.
We'll go down on the ship together.
How about Coors Light? Let's just throw it
Sure,
out.
it's Coors Light.
Okay,
No,
there you go.
it's a good cheese, but
Yeah.
like if I'm seeking cheese, I want some. I want to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. I need
well,
a
yeah.
bolder cheese.
If you're limited on time, but I like the contrast too.
Yeah, fair enough.
I like it as a collective.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can't. I don't know. It's like, do I have like if
And that
it was
is
good. I was gonna go in a different direction, but I'm just gonna go. It was. I like the contrast.
Yeah.
I like the. Yeah, I like the path we went on. I like the journey you took us on, Brandon.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
So that's fun.
Thanks, Brandon.
Like you can't separate it. Now, you know what I'm gonna say? Easy cheese was probably my.
Ooh.
Even though I would eat that all day long,
All day.
I'm gonna say it's my least favorite.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go back and say easy.
I
You want a
can't say the
squirt?
last time I've ate easy cheese. It's
Y'all
been
wanna-
years.
I know.
Years.
Dude, that's decades at
I don't
least.
want to tell you. I hadn't had it. You guys weren't born the last time I had
Come on now.
I was surprised. I didn't know where to look for it in the grocery store. I was like, oh, is it in the refrigerated section?
No, it says on there, do not need no need to refrigerate.
Yeah, that's. You could take that out to the desert and just survive on easy cheese.
Yeah.
And,
Sure, the astronauts take it up with them. And
Oh yeah.
yeah. It's
To
kinda
lube up, to seal up cracks in the space shuttle. And stuff like that, yeah.
I wonder.
Serves
Yeah, I
many
bet,
purposes.
I bet. Yeah, it probably soaks up radiation if it hadn't soaked all up.
Yeah, if it already
already-
active, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, whatever.
glows in the dark.
It's cool. It's good stuff. It's a party favor and food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It. Listen.
Easy string, easy cheese.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coincidence.
No. It's probably made the same. They're like right next door. One's the left Twix. One's the right Twix.
That's right.
Yeah. Nope. I don't know where we're going to go with after the cheese, but let's.
Lunch.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, let's reiterate Brewmasters Craft Beer Festival, August 31st through September 2nd. Come at Labor Day weekend, Clifton, and Friday night with the tequila nacho tequila nacho
ordinary tequila.
ordinary
tasting.
tequila taste, which
It's a mouthful.
yes, but high end artisan tequila tasting and nachos.
You got it.
Just
Gourmet nacho bar. Everybody raves about. I didn't get to eat it. I was downstairs working, but everybody said it was a great nacho bar last year.
yeah. How can you? I mean, chips, salty, cheese, fatty, gooey. Everything else you throw in there,
Done.
forget it.
Forget about it.
That's a Friday night.
Oh, look who's coming
Oh.
up.
Yeah, Keenan is looking hard at work.
Hi, Keenan.
He's got his big mistake do-rag on, just sporting it, looking hot.
Hey!
Hey.
It's hot in here. You can't. Don't. Oh, I see you got cheese whiz. Oh, snap.
It's
Never
Easy
mind.
Cheese, bro. Easy Cheese.
Don't
This
say
is
Easy
program.
Cheese.
This episode of InterBrews brought to you by Easy Cheese.
This is classy.
and
Made by
Nabisco.
Nabisco.
You want some? You want a squirt and a little cracker?
You better believe it.
Dude, you've got little kids. You're all about the. You know
Yeah.
what's good.
Oh,
Grab
yeah.
your own cracker. I'm gonna get
well-
this one's for me.
Okay.
Grab your own cracker.
Oh! This is an end one.
Yeah.
so
No.
it's-
Yeah. Let's get you. You ready?
Yeah,
Tell me when to
yeah,
stop.
Yeah. Don't stop. There you go. That's good. That's good.
Little
That's
more.
good.
All right,
there, yeah. See, the ratio needs to be insulting to the cracker.
Those are good crackers, though.
Yeah, they are.
So you've been hard at work. I should have canning up the hipster sauce. That's it's a second pallet. How many pallets are y'all doing?
This is actually the third we're on right now.
Where
so,
have I been?
Yeah, here I think. I think we've got it's gonna be just shy of 300 cases today.
That sounds amazing. Do we know
And
where?
it's a small run too, just for. I mean, we're typically doing a couple hundred. We're doing like just shy of 300, but we're typically doing like 400 plus cases whenever we package
Really?
hipster sauce or Oso.
Comes out of the big guy, the 90.
Yeah, or usually the 60. So
No.
we've got for the listeners at home that have never been to 11 Below, we have two 90 barrel fermenters that are actually full for the first time right now. So both of them have their inaugural 90 barrel batch in them.
When did you get those?
February of
this year.
No, not this year. It was the year before, I think. No? Oh God, this has been a long year. I might have to fight you on that, but I think it might have been. I want to say anyway. He's the guy that actually bought them, so I'm sure he has a much more intimate understanding.
He's got the receipt in his pocket.
Yeah,
Yep.
it hurt him a lot more than it did me. But no, we've been doing a lot of just double batches into those, just 60 barrels into a 90, And the thing is, we don't actually have a 90-barrel bright tank to receive 90 barrels, but what we do have is a 30-barrel bright and a 60-barrel bright.
Oh,
so
man.
here in about about a week or two, we're going to have the first transfer of 90 barrels of beer into a 30 and a 60. We're going to figure out some cockamamie hosing solution, bunch of T's and valves, and basically just use all the sight glasses in house to just figure out what this looks like. And that's really going to be the litmus test for do we need to get a 90 bright next spring or next
weekend?
month?
Next week.
Yeah.
When are y'all doing that? I want to be here just to y'all and set up some bleachers. We can come watch.
Yeah, I mean, we will probably be just cursing at ourselves the entire time. It'll be a lot of fun. Admittedly, I can see the production board right behind you, but it's upside down. That doesn't do me any good. I want to say it's
soon, right?
It might be next week.
Yeah.
Because we've got this Pilsner. I imagine people talked about the Pilsner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got
people are buzzing about it.
Yeah. So we've got this Pilsner. It's our first lager we've done, Crazy Pills, and we've got a 30-barrel batch that's just the initial one coming out, and then one of the 90s is a 90-barrel batch of that Pilsner. So that guy's getting transferred. Getting transferred today, and then once that clears the bright tank next week, then we have about a 90-barrel batch of Oso Bueno that's going to be going into both the 60 and the 30. So probably middle of next week, we're going to be doing that transfer.
How was the doing the lager versus all the ales? Was it?
It's a lot of shifting gears of mindset, just because we're so used to just about everything else taking about a week worth of fermentation time. It's in and out of our system in a handful of weeks, and just in general, everything's very kind of hands off in the sense that it ferments out in about a week. You just kind of hold the temperature the entire time. We're knocking out coming out of the brew house. We're just kind of we're at about 68 degrees, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe even at 72 if it's depending on the day and how the water, the allotment of water has been going throughout the day. But the difference with lagers is that you really, really want to start them out at a colder temperature. So just really, really start them off cold and suppress some ester production. Just get them a really nice, slow start off, which means for us trying to get screaming hot wort down to 50 degrees, 52 degrees is just, it's asking a lot for our system. Our hardware is really just not designed, at least on the brew house side, is not really set up for running a lager. Once it's in the tank and once it's at temperature, we got all the temperature control in the world. But then from there, it's the okay, we got a nice slow march towards a nice week and a half, 2 weeks worth of just primary fermentation. And then after that, it's okay, now we got to worry about doing diacetyl rests. We have to, which is basically just increasing the temperature of the beer up to 68 plus, just getting the beer warm enough for a long enough period of time at the end of fermentation to really clean up that buttery byproduct that I was about to say. I'm about to go off on a tangent. I'm getting really technical, but it's basically just cleaning up, make sure that one major off flavor isn't there. Yeah. And then from there, it's cool. Now you just gotta crash it and then just let it lager for a couple of weeks, and just having it's a different train of thought, because all of our beers right now are we're just bam getting them through the system. It's fermentation's done, cool, let's get this guy on finings, let's get it cold, let's just get it out. And with the lager, it's all right, this guy's finished fermenting, and now we're gonna just sit back and we're gonna watch it for a couple of weeks, and it's just gonna hang out in that tank for a couple of weeks as it lagers.
It's like a brother-in-law.
Yeah,
hey, man, I'm just gonna chill here for a couple weeks.
Hey, Clark.
Yeah. Hey, I ate the last of the chips. I hope that was okay. Yeah. And
toilet's clogged too. Sorry about that. Look for the plunger, couldn't see it.
So it's a bit of a break from the norm. So on one hand, it's a little mentally taxing, because you kind of have to just kind of pull out your notes and go, all right, I haven't done a lager in like 3 years. Like let's review like all the best practices and everything. But then it's also really refreshing because it's a completely different pacing and different school of thought, and just kind of keeps you on your toes.
Did y'all do like a test batch before, or did you just jump in?
I think we actually didn't do a pilot batch of this. So we, admittedly, the previous brewery that I worked at, we did, we had a Pilsner as one of our base beers, one of our core beers. So, I mean, lager production's not new for me by any means. Again, it was just kind of the let me just dust off like a lot of my old notes and just like do a refresher course. I'm like, okay, this is what a good fermentation schedule looks like. This is kind of what we should expect to see. And admittedly, we're really getting into a rhythm as far as what the brewing on our scale looks like. Where we go, you know what? We are really, really confident in some of the simpler things that we do, because a good lager is, in many respects, you can pull hairs on trying to figure out, okay, what is that extra 2% of Vienna malt, is that really where it's at? But more often than not, the nuance in there is your sanitation on point, is your yeast management on point, is your temperature control on point, and as long as the recipe isn't, you're not just like, what if we put a bunch of roasted malt in this Pilsner, like, as long as you're not doing really stupid stuff, it's really much more of a technical exercise than it is a creative exercise. I'm sure there's some like German brewmaster that's like throwing his hat down and just
That is a correct.
yeah, this is ridiculous.
We have 2 German, like, at least last episode, 2 German downloads. So one of them is,
Okay, hey guys.
and 2 Canadian
guys.
too.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
think
they
both of y'all.
might be military stationed overseas.
Could be.
This is true.
or a German brewmaster.
Or it could be it most likely is German brewmasters. They just like to listen to this. Like they just like to just get real high and just go.
You're so funny. You're American brewers, yeah.
Oh, tell me more about your IPAs.
La la la. Also, side note, Keenan is correct. Those are from 2017, not 2018.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
okay. That's big of you.
Moment of clarity.
Allow that to.
No, moment of clarity.
That's okay. It's been a long 3.5 years.
Yeah. Let me ask some nerdy questions. Our fermentation temperature on the Pilsner, was it a steady?
So
Temperature, or did you
on the first batch, on this 30 barrel batch, we started off at 48 Fahrenheit, just post knockout, sitting on yeast, just started at 48, and then let it climb up to 54.
Okay.
And then we held at 54 for a good period of time, and I'd have to look at the actual brew notes, because again, I brewed this like a month ago.
Yeah.
And so it just held it at 54 for an extended period of time. Okay. And then about like halfway through what it would ferment out, just started bumping up the temperature every couple of degrees. Just every day, just, it dropped another Plato, dropped another 2 Plato. Like, okay, let's bump it up 2 degrees Fahrenheit or so. And then I want to say when we were about 2 or 3 Plato shy of finishing, we just said, cool. And around that time, it was, I think, 58 was where we were at in the tank. Just sort of took the guardrails off and said, all right, you go up to 68, you finish fermenting, you'll be at your diacetyl rest, and then just hang out. Now, granted, this is also dry hopped, so we did a little bit of double dipping in the sense that we've cheated a little in that we've kind of rolled part of the sort of traditional diacetyl rest of like, hey, just holding for 3-4 days at an extended temperature with overlapping with the dry hop period. So once we hit terminal gravity, went ahead and just dry hopped it, and we're doing our diacetyl rest while we were dry hopping.
Does the temperature affect the aroma brought in from dry hopping?
Yeah. So admittedly, I don't. There was this wonderful book that I had, or rather that I had access to at one point. That was I think it was produced by some hoity-toity like European hop commission or something, and they got a whole bunch of like perfume experts and like flavor experts and whatnot, and they evaluated all these different hops doing both a hot infusion and cold infusion method. And so they had you're familiar with like the spider web flavor wheels
Yeah.
and stuff? Yeah. And so they basically just had that flavor wheel or that aroma wheel for all these different hops, and you could see, the hot infusion, like on this you're getting much more of a floral character versus, a citrus character on a cooler infusion. And so, I mean, and we see that in some of our beers, and an excellent example is the hop Galena. So we're using Galena in the hot side on duck, lame duck, we don't dry hop anything with it. But when it's dry hopped, it's much fruitier than it is when you're using it on the hot side. But so we're using it in the whirlpool and kind of getting a little bit of both worlds. It's technically a bittering hop. It has a really high alpha acid. It's really good bang for your buck. But when you use it in later editions, it's got this really great pineapple character to it that can even kind of come through in 60-minute like longer boil times. But so anyway, yeah, I mean, hops have very different impacts, and we actually debated. We had a really good one afternoon when we were talking about dry hopping the Pilsner. This really long debate of like, should we dry hop at lager temperatures and double dip on that first week of lagering, and should we dry hop at typical 60 plus 60 68 degrees more traditional IPA pale ale temperatures? Yeah, what do we want to do?
Was there a chart involved with strings and pins?
You know what? We didn't get quite that. It was much more just. I don't even know if we were drinking beer at the time. We probably were, but it was just much more of like that very polite, heated discussion of like, well, I think if we did it this way, then this way. I mean, there's really no wrong answer.
Yeah,
right.
It's the beer tastes great. It's got a really present dry hop character. We dry hopped with a hop called Mandarina Bavaria, which is it's really hot. It's all the rage these days. But it's got a really nice like tangerine sort of sweet citrus character to it, and it's delightful. But we this first batch, we're finding ourselves going like, oh man, it's so good. Like this dry hop character is so good, it kind of gets in the way of it being like this really awesome clean Pilsner. Like, oh shoot, like it's too good. It's too like the dry hop is too good. But anyway, it's 6 one, half dozen the other. There's the only wrong answer is, rather, there is no wrong answer. The wrong answer or the right answer is the one that you chose. So that's where we are.
Now the Oktoberfest, is it a lager as well? Or
yes.
Y'all going?
So we are actually doing a lager. We're not going to cheat in that regard. But we're doing we're actually brewing it this Friday, so it's going to be. This was a last minute decision where we were sitting here going, oh man, we got a tank open, and we can sneak this in if we really want to, and we could have it out just in time for Oktoberfest. We just said, all right, man, screw it, let's do it.
Are y'all doing the lederhosen and the whole thing on brew day?
Pantyhosen.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
No.
Never mind. I was going to make a really bad joke about liters and quarts and quart hosen, but that's not worth it.
I guess to answer your question, if you guys haven't been out here, last year we did an Octo Bear Fest where we had the 8 variations of Oso Bueno.
Yeah.
We'll do that again. We just happen to have a proper fest beer on tap, and admittedly, I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah.
I love Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah.
Oh, that is my jam.
Is it the beer itself, or the fact that it's ushering in a little bit cooler weather?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I think Keenan can expound on this a little more. But a proper fest beer is just, you can sit there and you just drink. But I think a lot of it is just the ambiance, football, cooler weather.
Yeah. And just the color of the beer too.
It's fun.
We're going more traditional Märzen and less fest beer. So it's not going to be a pale beer by any means. And so just that sort of orangey hue where you're just like, oh man, if this wasn't a cooler climate, it might be the leaves are changing colors and everything's fall and everything's great. I mean, it's
well, they are changing colors just to brown and
they're just
dead.
Dying and
from live to dead.
But no, we're really excited for it just because we are all big fans of good lagers. We're fans of Pilsners, of Oktoberfests, what have you. And so, we've brewed a lot of beers in the last 3.5 years, however long we've been open. The Pilsner may be the one that we're the most excited for because it's the one that's kind of been on the bucket list ever since we opened. Like, ooh, when are we going to do a lager? When are we going to do a Pilsner?
Yeah.
And then sort of the same thing with the Oktoberfest, and that we love that style of beer, and so we're really pumped to be able to offer that and share that in our own tap room and out and about.
I'm going to call it now. You know how the Marvel Cinematic Universe has phases?
Yeah.
By the way, we just watched Infinity War. It got dark. I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah.
It was good? Yes. I didn't realize.
You should have gone for the head.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was going in that direction. Took my 11-year-old through it, and I was like, yeah, we'll get all the way through these movies. I had not seen Infinity War, and then everybody's eyes were this big while we're sitting there watching. They're like, well,
all right then.
All right then.
Night,
so
kids.
that happened. Yeah. All right. Well, love y'all. Go to bed. Yeah, exactly.
Go to bed right now.
Yes. It was like, well, did not, because I held off on all the spoilers.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm saying y'all are using that.
Terrible analogy. Go
Yes.
on. Yes, go on.
With the death of everything.
Yeah.
I feel like
Only half.
y'all are shifting into phase 2. This is 11 Below phase 2.
Yeah.
You got past the and I'm going to say, when you look back, I think it was really hipster sauce that kind of, I don't know if that was the culmination of phase 1 or if that was the beginning of phase 2. I'll let the historians decide.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I'll let Keenan swing second here. Ooh. And this is going to sound funny. Yeah. Hey, again, for those who don't know, my name is Jeff, one of the owners here. I don't know if maybe stylistically our offerings were maybe not necessarily on mainline or streamline.
Mm-hmm.
We had a red IPA, which obviously was very different than what was on the market. Ambers, for the most part, are underrepresented here in Houston. And it was later on in our life that the Pale Ale came out, was a good hit. And yeah, when Hipster Shots came out, which is a little more quote unquote traditional IPA, I think people were kind of like, finally, like let me see what you can do with a style that's well loved.
I don't know. Maybe they said fine, but most people I talked to are like, that is a.
Oh no! And not finally you made a good beer.
No,
but it's more like finally you made a beer that I don't think twice. Like color, people see red IPA and they're like, well, what the hell is that?
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that.
Versus an IPA, IPA, and then they're like, okay, this is on par, if not better, with everything that, because our beers, again, I'm not scratching my back here. Our beers have always been very solid and consistent, and they're crushable. This one, Hipster Sauce, was just, I think it scratched all the itches people had for an IPA. Just 3 simple letters.
It hit a lot of people right where they were at that moment.
Yep.
Because I don't know of anybody I've talked to that, maybe other than people that just don't like IPAs.
Sure.
But anybody that's like marginal, even, they're like, dude,
solid beer.
So good.
Yeah.
No, not just they're like, dude, have you had that? I'm like, yes, I have. and they're like, so good. So,
I think to finish up what you're addressing about phase 2, will the Pilsner become a year-round offering, a staple offering? Hard to say. Obviously, I think Keenan can wax poetic about logistics of keeping a lager year-round. Yeah, exactly. it carries its own set of problems. I mean, this is the busiest. I mean, Keenan brewed. We've already brewed more than we have, obviously, than last year already.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'd have to go double check. I can't remember what the last number was, but like
we're pretty close.
Oh yeah, we're smoking last year.
Right.
We are well on our way to just decimating what our estimate was for this year. Yeah. Like our benchmark for growth this year is like I don't know. I can't make that a special effect just right. Like that raspberry sound just like we've had a very excellent year of growth, which I think one part is definitely it can be attributed to Hipster Sauce, just that it's an excellent beer, it's an excellent IPA, and we've got a lot of people saying and I don't know so much if it's you're talking about finally, oh god, you guys finally did this, as much as it's when we started up 11 Below, looking at the core beers that we launched with Oso Bueno and Amber, 7 Iron, which is a blonde, a really light sessionable blonde ale, and Colorblind, which is a red IPA. And when we launched, we thought, okay, we've got a malty offering, a pale, easy drinking blonde offering, and we've got a hoppy offering, colorblind. And it's really just us, when we released Hipster Sauce, a lot of it was the realization that while colorblind scratches a hoppy niche, like if there are people that want that sort of hoppy, malty profile, there's also plenty of people that just like, nuh-uh, I don't want any malt in my hop. Like, we realize that it fills a certain niche that an IPA, like there's that Venn diagram, And the thing is, we realized we were leaving all of that IPA territory of the, like, I don't want a malty hoppy beer, I just want a hoppy beer.
Right.
And we saw some of that with Lame Duck, where Lame Duck was really successful, but Lame Duck is not an IPA. Lame Duck is very much a pale ale. It's meant to be a good, like, 50-50, hoppy, a little bit of malt character and balance. And so it just was like, all right, well, this is obvious. Like, we're leaving sales on the table by not having an IPA. And, the success of Hipster Sauce has definitely shown that was right. And so, anyway, but I mean, Oso's also been on a tear this year. 7 Iron's doing really, really great. Colorblind's still there. Like, it still is filling a niche that people, there are plenty of people out there that just really, really love that combination of beer, that sort of hoppy red, hoppy malt combo. And Lame Duck's doing, really all the brands are doing pretty solid. But as far as like phases, talking like Marvel Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, like this is, if we're really going for the analogy, then like, yeah, this is probably, Hipster Sauce was probably the like beginning of Phase 2 of the, hey, you know what? We got our core brands out there. We got a lot of, we got this momentum where we've done, we did a bunch of negative space releases, a bunch of big mistake releases, we're making great beer, guys. Come check it out. And then, hey, by the way, we're also going to release an IPA. You might have heard of us. And it's just man, 11 Below. Those guys are making first and foremost, they're making good beer. Second off, they're making consistently good beer. And I like to imagine we're a bunch of really nice, attractive young men.
You are.
Oh, thanks. Okay, yeah,
you are.
For now. And so we like to think that we're now getting to the point where, like, cool, we've kind of got our full lineup. We get to start playing around with the notion of seasonals, where we, we can do this Pilsner getting out. We can do, we're just talking about like, hey, let's try and get more fun seasonal beers on shelves. So there's something new all the time.
Cool. Clifton, if you were an Avenger, which one would you be?
Don't say Black Widow either, because that's creepy.
Black Widow.
Yeah, don't do it. All right, guys, gotta go.
That's actually probably a pretty good note to. If you were an Avenger, who would you want to be? But who do you think you, personality-wise, Jeff?
Ooh. That's a hell of a question.
It is something everybody should think about.
If I could be an Avenger, like MCU Avenger or comic Avenger?
If you're feeling very led to one side or the other.
What's the MCU?
MCU, I think, is more.
Because my guess is you hadn't read Infinity War prior to seeing
No.
Okay.
Although I may go back now.
If I could be so personality or physique-wise? Because physique, I obviously don't match anybody.
There's CG.
Ooh.
Josh Brolin does not look like Thanos, so.
I don't know, but Thanos does look like Josh Brolin. That's kind of weird.
Yes.
Yes.
Facial expressions, build, yeah. Yeah. But, yeah.
Personality-wise?
We can CG up. Green screens and whatnot.
Tony Stark.
I see it.
I just talk way too much SHIT.
You need a little more.
I had a mustache yesterday.
Yeah.
Mustache yesterday.
Yeah. Keenan?
I don't know. I'm alternating between like the Bruce Banner Hulk combo of the I don't know. I feel like this might be a question where like other people have to weigh in and be like, yeah, this is who you are. This is what you got.
I'm seeing hints of Ant-Man a little bit. Just like, maybe no.
Okay.
I don't know.
Little Scott Lang. Yeah, I got you.
A little bit. Obviously somebody's super smart. Obviously.
Stop.
Yeah, because Avengers.
Maybe Rocket. Maybe you're.
Oh,
Ooh,
Rocket.
Rocket.
Well, I guess they're technically Avengers now.
Yeah.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
So that would make
Yeah.
Brandon Groot, right?
No, who's the oldest Avenger? That's Brandon.
Well, it would be Captain Marvel.
Captain America.
Captain America.
I was gonna say Captain Marvel.
Terry's our Captain America.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Terry's got to be Captain America.
So, that's fair enough. Fair enough. And Bryce, he's Drax. He's bald, right?
Yeah.
Drax
yeah,
is bald.
that's got to be the way it works.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah. This has been an interesting interview today.
Yeah. Of course. I hope they all are. But
We have covered no. This has really been interesting.
I tried to bring it up yesterday. Mike and we were at Copperhead Seth. Neither one of them seen any like Marvel movies.
How is that
So
possible?
it's just cricket. I don't know.
What?
I feel like you can just like turn around and there's one on behind you at all times. You know.
That's a social fox pass
Yeah.
or faux pas, for your French.
Yes.
Like you're just out of the zeitgeist, man. Like
Seriously.
Yeah.
They've only been around for what, a decade and a half?
Yeah,
or
10
whatever?
plus years.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Let's bring it back home. Do y'all know which beers offhand are going to be at Brewmasters? I know we'll have the Pilsner.
we're definitely going to have the Pilsner.
Do we know?
And you know what? I actually don't. I believe we will have. If I recall, we will have Big Mistake at the VIP
Yeah,
tent.
that's correct.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Pays
is,
to be a VIP.
Yeah, totes worth it.
Totes.
Yeah, which is. Anyway, before I can just go on and on about Big Mistake, I believe we will also have. We might have hipster sauce,
Okay.
but admittedly, don't quote me on any of those. Big Mistake and Pilsner are
sure.
100%.
I was going to say, come for the Pilsner, stay for the Big Mistake, and then everything else,
Just you'll leave happy.
you'll leave happy.
Yeah.
Of course, Brewmasters, Clifton, I'm excited for everybody that gets to go. I'm still,
Yeah.
I'm hoping my schedule works out to where I get to make it. It's up in the air. I don't know. I'm going to swoop in at the last minute, and make that save. It's like something. I don't know which Avenger I am. Maybe I'm Thor. And I come in with the
Well,
big...
I mean, if you're swooping in, you're Falcon.
You're Falcon,
You've got to
yeah.
be Falcon. Just
I don't want to be Falcon. I mean, Falcon's cool.
I know,
But all
but
he's got
yeah.
is just a dude with wings.
yeah.
And mechanical wings.
Tony Stark's just a man in a suit.
Yeah, he's super smart, though.
Are you Spider-Man?
Too old for Spider-Man, I think?
Yeah, he's too old for Spider-Man.
Too old for Spider-Man.
Well, we're all too old for Spider-Man. Even though I think
Can you be Doctor Strange?
I think Tom Holland is about our
I
age.
don't know. Am I serious?
No,
Yeah.
Tom Holland's like 20.
No, are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, do I need to Google this right
No,
now?
I'll Google it for you.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
Talking about the Spider-Man guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah,
He's a kid.
He's a man child.
He's an
like,
infant.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Let's see. I like to think of myself muscle-wise as Thor. When I look in the mirror, I'm like, dude, yeah, you're totally Thor.
Yeah.
Every day. I mean,
Toad's Thor.
yes. But after that, the thing was, this is when my daughters, I got one going into middle school, two going into 4th grade. They're like, dude, Thor's got a lot of muscles. I was like, just like Dad, huh?
Cricket.
Silence. Yeah.
Hey, at least it wasn't laughter.
See, I told you he's old. He's 22.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll do
He's
it.
legal. He could come here and have a drink.
That's right. We should invite Tom Holland on the show.
Yeah, man.
No, maybe that's a better question. You ask your kids. You're like, all right, you don't think I'm Thor? Who am I?
They'd probably say I'm like,
Coulson.
way to do it.
You're Agent Coulson.
yes. That's it.
Ask the kid.
Yeah, that's me. Colson, the dead guy.
Coulson.
Yeah. But he went out on a high note, and then he came back in the show.
He did.
Yeah, he was in it. I haven't watched any of it, but I've heard that is wonderful.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that.
Agent of
Yeah.
Shield.
But
yeah.
he is coming back in Captain Marvel.
Oh, yes, Captain Marvel. That's
Is he?
right.
Yeah, because it's set in the 80s.
It's all-
or
all-
90s. Talking 90s-ish?
I think it is. You know what? I think it is 90s because
And Wonder Woman's in the 80s.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you think Disney will eventually buy up DC and we'll have one of those, like the collector will do the big crossover thing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so because there is still so much IP in the Marvel world. Like they're working on getting all of the Fox in. They got to get all of Sony in eventually. Get all the Spider-Man related stuff. I mean, they've got so much yet to still acquire. So many stones for their gauntlet. And
Oh, nice.
and DC, like Warner Brothers is. I'm sure Warner Brothers execs are sitting here going, okay, we've got this amazing IP, this suite of IPs in the DC universe and in all the various little offshoots and stuff. They're sitting here going, this thing is worth billions, but how?
Yeah.
But how do we do it? I don't know. Let's just keep trying. And I think that it would take a small act of God for them to turn around and go, you know what? We give up. We give up. Marvel, here you go. Just do it. Just take, or Disney, please just take Batman from us. And yeah, I mean, to what end? Why does Disney even need DC?
Well, they're going to own everything eventually.
Oh yeah, no. Eventually, I'm talking like 100 years from now, they're going to be like, "Hey, here's this really cool Spider-Man Batman mashup. Like, this is what you actually needed."
Yeah.
But it's going to be a while.
Okay. Maybe we'll put ourselves in deep freeze so we can watch all of that later.
Yeah, maybe just put our heads in like cryogenic freeze.
Yeah,
and we can just
right there next to Walt.
just right next to Walt. Yeah.
Futurama style.
All right. Well, we'll wrap there because
On that note,
I feel like we could go in for another 2 or 3
hours.
plates of cheese.
Yeah, with more cheese.
You ate all the crackers.
No, there's more crackers.
No,
right?
those are excellent.
Those
Those are really good.
rosemary and olive oil.
Yeah, can't beat that.
With
like
with easy cheese.
Yeah, forget it.
The easy cheese made it.
That's a day right there. That's all you need. Some Marvel movies, easy cheese,
And beer.
And bruschettinis.
Bruschettinis.
at your local HEB. All right, everybody. Brewmasters Craft Beer Festival, August 31st through September 2nd, Labor Day weekend at Moody Gardens. Tickets available.
Brewmastersbeerfest.com. Easy enough.
Easy enough. Get them there. It's the event to we'll call it the end of the summer and to usher in football season and all that awesomeness.
That's it.
And then it's Oktoberfest time.
Yes, sir.
So, why not?
Why not?
You can't answer that question.
Why wouldn't you?
There's no good reason.
No.
All right. Well, guys, excellent show.
Well, thank you.
We'll have to. We'll come back. What y'all doing next week?
More
Yeah.
cheese.
No, let's do it.
More
Let's
cheese.
do it. We got that 90-barrel transfer. Come on back.
Okay. Well, for Clifton and Jeff and Keenan and Brandon and everybody else that's been around, where'd everybody go?
Not Bryce.
No,
not
Bryce.
Bryce.
He gave me the fist bump earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, and thanks to Deborah. Did Deborah leave?
Yeah, she left.
Oh, well, I have to say thank you to Deborah for setting this whole thing up. She, she was the wizard with the thumbs. She got it all set up. So, thanks, Deborah. All right, everybody. My name is Josh, and this has been InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
The preceding has been a presentation of Stewed Productions.